Let's just start off exactly because, in a way, this is a highlight. The events of this past weekend highlight what you and Dr. Miskin are trying to deal with. I'm wondering if you can describe your feelings on seeing that quarterback get hit and then explain this new neurological traumatic center.
Well, Pim, first, I didn't see the event this weekend, but I have dealt with former teammates as far as 6 years ago who began to deteriorate, and knowing that the concussions led them to that mental state, I began wondering about my own concussions that I had and what's going to happen down the road. So I did seek Dr. Miskin and Dr. Fox at Jupiter Medical Center and ask for their guidance and help. And what we did was go through a process to where initially the brain cells that were damaged have been regenerated.
And this regenerative process, Dr. Miskin, is something that, in looking at the videos, you're entering a chamber where oxygen is used as the therapy for healing wounds. In fact, like the chamber that Michael Jackson had.
It's a little bit larger than that one, because I don't know if Joe could handle that type of chamber, but it basically uses oxygen as a drug to help with traumatic brain injury and help improve the problems that you have with that type of injury.
It's already been shown to work on things like ulcers, for example, or wounds that are chronically open.
Absolutely. With chronic diabetic foot ulcers, bone infections, those things, we've been using it for that for years. It just makes sense to be able to use it for a wound on your brain.
All right, so you've done it. You've been in this this chamber.
We have done it. We have examined the brain and taken cognitive tests throughout the process that I went through. Now, this isn't regulated to just athletes. All right, not just football players, children, adults, warriors that go off that have brain trauma. And we have shown through the tests that we can regenerate those damaged cells. So down the road, we're hoping 20 years from now, whatever it is, we can really cure a lot of people that have the injuries.
Dr. Miskin, you also mentioned that because of the patient population that you deal with predominantly in Jupiter, you're going to see elderly people, older people. How can this benefit people who think maybe they don't even have any kind of injury?
Basically, this is really a study at Jupiter Medical Center for traumatic brain injury, somebody that's been hit in the head or had some kind of brain injury where they passed out, and they have to be older than 18, but surprisingly enough, we have our average age in Jupiter is 40. It's in the 40s, not as old as you think.
For example, these new chambers that you have, they're quite large. You can even watch television while you're in one.
You can, like I said before, Pim, we can watch your show, we can watch movies, and they're the largest monoplaced single-person chambers made in the world.
Are they expensive? They must be.
They're expensive, but the medical centers basically funded the cost for it.
And what kind of results have you gotten already?
Well, with Joe, we've gotten excellent results. His scan showed abnormalities initially, and now his SPECT scan is normal.
What did you think when they first showed you that scan?
I wasn't surprised. I was scared. There was some fear after seeing, again, what some teammates were going through. I knew I was hit. I knew I had some contact. We didn't call them concussions. You got smelling salts and you went back in. Well, we've improved. The medical field's improved in science, and now we know that the brain does get damaged when it's hit hard. So I was thrilled, and not initially when I saw the damage, but I expected some. And when I saw the results over the last year and a half, I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm thrilled that there's hope for people that have had the problem and ended their lives, too.
Broadway Joe, you grew up in the game as really the first celebrity football player in the modern media age. I don't think that's an overstatement. You're a legend, you're always Joe Namath. Would Joe Namath then been able to use all these Twitter things and social media? I mean, do you think you would have been able to deal with that, knowing that everything you did and everything that went on would be reported or could have leaked out somehow?
It would have been different, Pim, no doubt about it. And I don't know. I would have adjusted, being a quarterback, being a ball player, adjusting to things that aren't always the way I want to. Yeah, I would have learned. I would have been educated, hopefully, with the process. The players today really get a lot of help. At professional level, the NFL does a great job with the new guys coming in, teaching them. But you know what? We all make mistakes. The percentage of the guys in the league that do make mistakes are far outweighed by the righteous guys in the league trying to do right, just like society in general. There's more good than there is bad. Let's maintain the goodness ahead of the bad.
So number 12 says that now, with all of this new kind of media, the lives off the field are just the same as the lives on the field, almost.
Absolutely. And also, you know, when we've seen these things about the abuse and spousal, hey, excuse me, it's time that everybody steps up, not that business of the next door neighbor saying, oh, it's not my business. It's all of our business that we all get involved with these issues and try to correct them.
You see the game, Jets game this past weekend?
Yes.
Okay. You got a reaction to something that happened on the field with the spectator, and also just the performance of the team?
I didn't see that happen.
Okay.
Maybe it was. Maybe I got sick enough of the game before I saw that happen too. But I did experience something like that myself. I did that myself. My rookie season, we're playing in front of Columbia students up at Columbia uptown, an inter-squad game, and as we're leaving, the students were yelling some awful nasty things at me, and I turned and gave them a gesture of my feelings too, and I was grabbed immediately by a veteran on our team named Don Maynard. And Don Maynard straightened me right out about bringing myself to a level that's not right, not respectful. Don't do that. Don't let them dictate to you your feelings and all. And that was the only time I did that, and he taught me that lesson right there on the spot.